Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is KC God's Krishna Chaitanya. In today's video, I will be talking about inheritance between interfaces. Now, what is inheritance between interfaces? It is nothing but acquiring the properties of one interface by another interface. Let's see that with the help of an example. Here I have an empty Java folder inside which I will be creating a file called inheritance.java. Let me check the spelling. Inheritance.java, yes. And now the interface inheritance is possible only if I have an interface, right? That is obvious. So let's create an interface called I1. If you have been following my videos, I'm sure that you know in interface I must have only abstract methods. So let's create an abstract method, a public one, public void show data. The name of the method is show data. And now I have another interface called I2, which extends the interface I1. This interface has a data variable of integer type which stores the value of 23. Now, as you can see here, the variables declared inside interface must also be initialized at the same time. You cannot declare it here and initialize it somewhere in the implementation class of the interface. No, you have to declare and initialize the variable at the same time. Now let's define an implementation class for the interface I2. I need to declare the implementation class for the interface I2 alone because this method on the interface I1 is available to the interface I2 with the help of this extends keyword or because of the inheritance concept. Now let's define the implementation class. I will be calling that class implementation. Implements I2. Now I will be providing the body to this show data abstract method. Public void show data. Inside which there is a simple print statement, system.out.println the data in interface I2 is data. Okay, now that is that. The data, the method show data has been defined. Now it's time for the main class. As the name of the file is inheritance.java, I have to define the main method inside the class called inheritance. Let's do that. Class inheritance. So public static void main string args array. The object for the implementation class, implementation I is equal to new implementation. Now this object will be used to call the show data method. So let's do that. I dot show data. And that is all there is to it. Let's revise what we did. An interface called I1 is created. A method called show data, which returns nothing, is declared with the public access. Another interface I2 is created, which extends the interface I1. Inside the interface I2, I have a variable called data, which stores a value of 23. I have defined the implementation class called implementation, which implements I2 interface. Inside the implementation class, I have provided a body to the show data abstract method. Now, inside the main class called inheritance, I have defined the void main method, public static void main method, inside which I have created an object called I of the type implementation. And using that object, I have called the show data method. Let's see if it compiles and executes correctly. So Java C inheritance dot Java. Okay, there is no error. So I have come to the next line. So it's time for execution. Java inheritance. For simplicity purpose, I will be going back to the previous command and removing .java and C from the Java C command, and there you have it. The string, the data in interface I2 is 23 is printed to the console. So this is how inheritance between interfaces is achieved. I would also like to show how multiple inheritance can be achieved in classes and interfaces. Multiple inheritance cannot be achieved with classes alone. For multiple inheritance to work, I need interfaces. Let me show how to achieve multiple inheritance with interfaces and classes. Here I have an interface, I1. This has a method called method1. Simply, this is an abstract method. Now, those of you who did not see my previous videos on packages and interfaces and inheritance between classes, I have got that right here on the card on the top right. Please go and watch that. Now back to today's video. I have an interface I1 which has a public void method, abstract method called method1. Another interface I2 which also has an abstract public method called method2. Now in this case, unlike the previous one where I2 extends I1 and only I2 is implemented, the implementation class here will implement both the interfaces I1 and I2. Class implementation implements I1, I2. Now this is what multiple inheritance is. Multiple inheritance is that concept where one class inherits more than one classes. In this case, one class inherits more than one, implements more than one interface. So this is considered as multiple inheritance. So let's give body to the method1 and method2 methods. So public void method1, simple system.out.println statement, the string this is method 1 of I1, public void method 2 is the method in the interface I2. System.out.println. This is method 2 of interface I2. Now it's time to define the main class called inheritance. Class inheritance. The main method public static void main string args array. The object for the implementation class is created now. Implementation I is equal to new implementation. With the help of this object, I will be calling the methods method 1 and method 1 I dot method 2. Let's verify the code. Here I have an interface I1 with a public method called method 1 which returns nothing, that is specified with void keyword. Another interface I2, another independent interface I2. I am calling this independent because I2 is not depending on I1. So inside this interface I2, I have a publicly accessible method called method 2, which also returns nothing. Inside the implementation class, which is literally named implementation, I have implemented the interfaces I1 and I2 both this time with the help of the implements keyword. Next, the body is provided with the body is provided for the method 1 method, followed by the body for the method 2 method, and that completes the implementation class. Now comes the main class called inheritance. Inside this, I have the main method public static void main, created an object called I of the type implementation. Using that object, I am calling this method 1. I am calling the next method 2. And that is all there is to it. The code is completed. Now let's compile the code and execute. Since previously I have executed the single inheritance between interfaces, I am using the up arrow to go back to the commands. So Java C inheritance.java, no error. So I'm come to the next line. It's time to execute the code and you get the output as expected. This is method 1 of I1. This is method 2 of interface I2. So guys, that is all for today. This is how you achieve inheritance between interfaces and multiple inheritance between classes and interfaces. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and please do subscribe to my channel for further videos. Thank you. This is KC Codes, KC Krishna Chaitanya signing out.